There is a rule in every war that feels unquestionable until someone violates it. You do not stop bombers before they reach the city. You do not know where the enemy is until he is already overhead. You do not coordinate hundreds of aircraft in real time across an entire country. For decades, air warfare followed a grim certainty. Bombers appeared suddenly. Fighters scrambled too late. Anti-aircraft guns fired blind into empty sky. Defense was reactive. Always reactive. Every major air force believed this. And Germany believed it most of all. The Luftwaffe's doctrine was built on speed and shock. Airfields destroyed before fighters could rise. Cities struck before defenses organized. Command centers overwhelmed by chaos. In Poland it worked. In France it worked. In the Low Countries it worked. So when Germany turned toward Britain in 1940, the assumption was absolute. British air defense would be fragmented, slow and blind. Interceptions would be lucky accidents. Resistance would collapse under pressure. That rule shaped every German plan. But in the same year, while German bombers trained for annihilation, Britain had already broken the rule. Quietly. Systematically. Completely. And by the time Germany realized what Britain had built, the battle it needed to win had already slipped away. You meet Hugh Dowding not in the cockpit of a fighter but behind a desk. He is 58 years old. Thin. Reserved. Precise. He does not look like a wartime hero. Dowding is not a man of dramatic gestures. He distrusts showmanship. He distrusts waste even more. Before the war, many consider him obsolete. Too cautious. Too unwilling to commit aircraft aggressively. Too focused on defense in an age obsessed with offense. But Dowding sees something others ignore. Britain cannot outproduce Germany. It cannot replace pilots quickly. It cannot afford surprise. So Dowding obsesses over one thing: information. In the years before the war, radar stations rise along Britain's coastline. Tall steel towers with wires stretched between them. To outsiders they look crude, experimental, easy to destroy. Even some British officers doubt them. Dowding does not. But radar alone is not enough. So he builds layers. Radar detects incoming aircraft. Observer corps track them inland. Filter rooms strip confusion from raw data. Operations rooms assign squadrons. Sector controllers vector fighters with precision. Every step feeds the next. This is not air defense. It is an air defense system. By the summer of 1940, it is complete. And Germany does not understand it. German intelligence sees the radar towers but misunderstands their role. Luftwaffe commanders believe Britain relies on visual spotting and luck. They assume interceptions are chaotic reactions. When German bombers are met by fighters again and again, they blame coincidence. They never suspect they are being watched from the moment they leave the runway. It is August 1940. In a dim operations room, the air smells of chalk dust and cigarette smoke. Women move counters across a map. Phones ring constantly. A radar contact appears. Then another. Then dozens. German bombers lift off from northern France, Heinkels, Dorniers, Junkers, escorted by fighters climbing to altitude. Their engines are still warming. You see them. Their numbers. Their height. Their direction. Dowding does not scramble everything. He waits. Because waiting is the advantage. Squadrons rise only when needed. Fighters climb directly into the bomber's path, not wandering blindly across the sky. German pilots are confused. They expected surprise. They find resistance already in position. They change routes. The RAF adjusts. They fly higher. The RAF compensates. They send feints. The system ignores them. Losses mount. From the cockpit it feels unnatural. Fighters appear where none should be. Bombers are intercepted miles before their targets. Raids break apart under pressure. Then Germany makes the decision that seals the battle. Believing fighter command is nearly destroyed, the Luftwaffe shifts strategy. Airfields are abandoned as targets. London becomes the focus. The Blitz begins. From Germany's perspective, this is escalation. From Dowding's perspective, it is salvation. Airfields recover. Pilots rest. Aircraft production outpaces losses. The system tightens. At this moment, the truth becomes unavoidable. This is not luck. This is not chaos. Britain is not reacting. Britain is controlling the battle. If you find this kind of forgotten military history, where preparation defeats power, as fascinating as we do, we'd be honored if you hit that subscribe button. We believe these stories of discipline, foresight, and quiet brilliance deserve to be told. And by subscribing, you help ensure they aren't forgotten. What Germany never fully understands is that it is not fighting pilots. It is fighting a machine made of people. Destroying aircraft does not break fighter command. Killing pilots does not blind the system. The network absorbs damage and continues to function. German losses increase. British morale hardens. By October 1940, daylight raids become unsustainable. The Luftwaffe withdraws. The invasion is postponed, then quietly abandoned. For the first time, Nazi Germany has failed to achieve its objective. Not because Britain had more planes. Not because Britain had better pilots. But because Britain knew where the enemy was, and Germany did not. The ripple spreads far beyond 1940. Every modern air defense doctrine is born here. Early warning. Centralized command. Controlled interception. Integrated response. Germany loses not just the Battle of Britain. It loses the future of air warfare. Hugh Dowding is removed from command before the war is over. Politics. Personality. Envy. He never leads fighter command again. But the system he built outlives him. To this day, air defense networks around the world follow the same logic. See first, decide centrally, act precisely. The Battle of Britain is remembered for courage, and rightly so. But courage alone did not win it. Preparation did. If this story moved you, please hit that like button. Every click tells the algorithm this piece of history is worth remembering. We're dedicated to rescuing forgotten stories from the archives. If you want to join us on this mission, subscribe and turn on notifications. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments, and tell us if someone in your family served. Thank you for ensuring that Hugh Dowding and the men and women who built Britain's invisible shield do not disappear into silence. They deserve to be remembered.